Okay, we are working on math, and I told you some things that you would want. You want IN 75 from the back of volume 2. It's all the way in the back. It is even past the 6th grade stuff. They tucked the Indiana stuff way at the back. Okay, you will also want your shape book, and you will also want some paper so that you can work out problems. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the formula to find the area of a triangle. The formula to find the area of a triangle is area is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, we've had base before, and the base is where it sits. The height is going to be the part that tells you how tall that triangle is. The height has to be perpendicular. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Okay, please add this to your shape book. Area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. This is that mystery multiplication when they don't put any symbol in there at all, and they just put the letters next to one another, and you're supposed to figure out that you're supposed to multiply. Yeah, area is 1/2 the base times the height. That's for area of a triangle. Now the other shape that we're going to learn about today are parallelograms. So I'm flipping my quadrilateral page, and to find the area of a parallelogram, area is equal to base times the height. We know the area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. Now I did that in print and I did that in cursive. You can do either one either way. B's tend to be hard for kids to make in cursive, so just make them nice and neat and tidy so that they don't look like a 1 and a 0. Okay, I don't want that to look like a 10. Now let's talk about what this formula means. You can set your shape book off to the side. You're not done with it. You're going to want to be able to see it. This, my friends, is a parallelogram. This part here is the base. Okay? Okay? Now, I don't have my ruler out, but let's say that that's 6 inches. Okay? Maybe I get my ruler out and it's 6 inches. Now, my parallelograms definitely go in this way, isn't it? I want to find what would be a right angle. On your problems, this isn't a part that you have to do. This is all done for you. They'll put that measurement in there and you just have to figure it out. Okay? There it is. Making a right angle that is perpendicular. That means that this angle right here, 90 degrees, right? Okay? This is going to be my height. I'm going to tell you that today this height is 3. Okay? Area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. Area is equal to 6 times 3. Area is equal to 18 inches squared. I have 2 numbers. We're going back to squared. Now, part of you may be like, but Mrs. Hendricks, that doesn't look like what I'm used to. I'm used to area is equal to length times width. Well, here's going to be some magic. Are you ready? Do 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 do. Bye bye parallelogram. Do 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 do. Hello rectangle. Do 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 do. Ta-da! Now I can solve this like a rectangle, right? Area is equal to length times width. My length is 6 inches. My width is 3 inches. 6 times 3 is still 18 inches squared. Okay? Now, isn't that cool? Do you want to see it again? Do 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 do. Bye bye rectangle. Do 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 do. Hello parallelogram. Okay? That's why your formula works, and that's why it's not so hard. Okay? Same formula, plugging it in. Looks just like going from a parallelogram. Do 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 do. Ta-da! Rectangle. Okay? Parallelograms and rectangles are related. You can use the same formula on both. Ta-da! Jazz hands. Woohoo! Okay, now, the next thing that we need to talk about that I'm required to teach you is the area of a triangle. You're going to say, Mrs. Hendricks, I can do a parallelogram and I can do a rectangle, but I don't know how to do a triangle. Oh yeah, we just wrote down that formula. Do you remember writing down that formula? What was it? 1/2 the base times the height. Ask yourself, self, I'm thinking about this. Where have I heard base times height before? Oh, that's right. We just learned about that with our parallelogram. Area is equal to base times height. But does that mean that triangles are related to parallelograms? Oh, boys and girls, get ready for this. What was our formula to do a area of a triangle? 1/2 the base times the height. Hang on just a second. I gotta get some tape. Okay, I got the good stuff in honor of having Snowmageddon. It's good washi tape from Christmas. This is what I use in my Christmas packages. Okay, so now I still have a big parallelogram, right? Parallelogram. Now my formula for our triangle says that it's 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, yep. Area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find half. We're going to have to go corner to corner. You ready? We're going to go right that way. I'm going to give myself a dotted line so that I can find it. You don't have to worry about the dotted line because it is all done on yours. Boom, 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 boom. No dotted lines for you. You guys have that all done in your book. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so here's my parallelogram. And now look. I've made myself a triangle. I made myself 2 triangles, right? 2 triangles. They're congruent, which means exactly the same size. Congruent. Okay? So the formula that we used to do for our parallelogram was base times height. So I know that my area of my parallelogram, when I was using 6 times 3, and I got 18 inches squared. Okay, so now I've got to do 1/2 times, let me get my marker so you can see it better, 1/2 times the base times the height. Well, the base is still 6, the height is still 3, and 1/2 is 1/2. Okay? Again, what's the easy part? 6 times 3 is 18. You put your whole number over 1. Multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. I get 18 over 2. I can't leave it that way. Have to divide it. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 inches squared is the area of my triangle. Which, doesn't that make sense? Isn't it half of the area of my parallelogram? Yeah. So if you can find the area of the parallelogram, then you can find the area of the triangle. 1/2 the base times the height. Now again, I want that height to be perpendicular. So you'll have to figure out where this point is and have your line going right there. Look for that right angle. I wouldn't want to use this side or this side. I need the height. So I've got to have that dotted line like we did on our parallelogram. Okay? Now that I've had you write the formula on your sheet and I've proven to you why the formula works, we're going to apply that formula in your book. So switch over and grab your math book. Okay. Now if you don't believe me, here's a lot more words explaining exactly why those formulas work, and we're going to move on to IN 71 and we're going to work on those practices. Okay? Turn that out so that I can use that right here. Okay? Now up here at the top, they've given you area of a parallelogram. How nice that they put that on your paper for you. It's like they just knew I was going to ask them to write that on every one of them. Okay, so area of a parallelogram and area of a triangle. Okay, this pennant, what shape is this pennant? Oh yeah, that'd be a triangle. So I'm going to use 1/2 the base times the height. Here's my base. It's 12 inches. That's what the triangle's sitting on. That's fine. This right here tells me that this side going up, there's my little perpendicular. Okay, this side up is going to be 6. This might be a little bit more. It might be 6 1/4, something like that. Okay, so we don't want to use that. We want it to be perpendicular. So we're going to use this 6 and this 12. Well, 6 times 12, 1/2. I can do 1/2 times 12 and get 6, and 6 times 6 is 36. Okay. The area of this parallelogram is 18 centimeters squared. What's the area of the shaded triangle? Well, we're going to need 1/2 the base times the height. And I know that the area is 18. I need half of 18. What's the area of the shaded triangle? That's going to be 9 inches squared. Okay. Find the area of the parallelogram. I'm going to come up here to my parallelogram formula. Write down your formula. Area equals base times height. Okay. What's my base? 20. What's my height? 21.5. Now is when you're going, oh, Mrs. Hendricks, I don't want to multiply by decimals. Too bad. I taught you how to multiply decimals. This is not that hard. Putting my 20 right there. 0, 0, 0, 0 placeholder. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that one is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Adding that up. 0, 0, 3, 4. I'm coming up here and I'm counting how many decimal places there are in my problem. There's 1. That means that my answer is going to be 430. Area is equal to 430 inches squared. Again, only squared because we only have 2 numbers. 2 numbers there gives me the 2 right there. All right. Big question, is this a parallelogram or a triangle? Well, that, my friends, is a parallelogram. So area is equal to base times height. Do we have to write the formula every time? Yes, you have to write the formula every time. Area is equal to, this is the base, there's a 2. What's the height? 6. Area is equal to 2 times 6 is 12. What's my label? Yards squared. All right, my friends, what shape is this? Mrs. Hendricks, I think that's a parallelogram. Good job, Bernice. Okay, so start with my formula. Area is equal to base times height. Mrs. Hendricks, I don't remember how to do fractions. Well, you're going to have to remember. Here we go. Let's put them in there. 8.5 times 10.5. Okay? The wheels on the bus go round and round. You're going to have to start by doing, making an improper fraction. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 more, 17. 17 halves times 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 2. Now we're ready to multiply. Do you guys want to do the top or the bottom? Oh, I see how you are. You want to do the bottom. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Okay, fine. 2 times 2 is, what is it, boys and girls? 4. Okay, and now we're ready to multiply the top. 17 times 21. Look, I got all this paper up here. I'm coming up here, so I got some space to do it. Okay, 17 times 21. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 1 is 1. Put it in my placeholder. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Gonna add that right on up. 7 and 5 and 3. 357. Okay. 357 fourths. Mrs. Hendricks, are we done yet? No. Keep going. Okay. Some of you are afraid of this. This is an improper fraction, especially if you're building a snowman. This does not work at all. We need to divide this. So again, I'm coming way up here where I got some space. Or, I could just use this handy paper I have right here. Okay. This is problem number 4 that I'm working on. Number your paper because you know how I like that. 357 divided by 4. Will 4 go into 3? Nope. Will 4 go into 35? Yes. 8 times 4 is 32. When I subtract, I get a 3 there, and I bring down a 7. Will 4 go into 37? Why, yes, yes, it will. 9 times 4 is 36. And I subtract, and I get 1. Now, we've been in this habit of adding a decimal point and going on, but what did this problem give us to start with? Oh yeah, it gave us a fraction to start with. So if it gives us a fraction, we need to keep our answer in fraction form. So my final answer is going to be 89, and I need to make this 1 and this 4 into a fraction. And it just goes right like that. This leftover becomes the numerator. My divisor becomes the denominator. 89 and 1/4 inches squared. Okay. Oh, goody, it's a triangle. I can't wait for this. Number 5. Oh, I forgot how to do a triangle. Come back up here to the top of my paper. 1/2 the base times the height. Okay. Area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Plug in my numbers. Area equals 1/2 times 10 times 9. Huh. I'm going to go ahead and do the half bit right first. How much is half of 10? Half of 10 is 5. Area is equal to 5 times 9. What is 5 times 9? 45 inches squared. Next one, still a triangle. Love the triangles. Area is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height. I want to point out too that they've got that right angle right there, so I know that that's a good number. That 9, I can use that. And this 14 right here, that's a right angle right there. Now some of you are going to say, Mrs. Hendricks, 14 can't be the base because it's not sitting on that base. Well, that's okay. It's okay. The gravity has gone bizarre and it's up in the air, and that's okay. That's okay. Area is equal to 1/2. I'm going to put my 14 there and my 31 over here. Do you know what half of 14 is? Oh yeah, that's 7. Area is equal to 7 times 31 is what I'm down to. I'm going to come over here to my little paper. 7 times 31. Multiply that out. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Area is equal to 217 centimeters squared. Okay, these are not that tricky. They do give us exactly the information that we need in the way that we need it. Now, the IXL that I'm going to ask you to work on is only triangles. The one that they had for parallelograms also involves trapezoids, and we haven't talked about trapezoids yet. Also, if you think you're going to need help on that, you're going to need this password, okay? And the password is teeter-totter. I'm taking it off now. The password is teeter-totter. So if you give me a request for some help, I will be happy to help you, but I want to know that you watched this video, and the way that I'm going to know that you watched this video is if you give me the password, teeter-totter. I'll know that you watched the video and that you're ready and you've tried these and you've worked these out and you've seen how these answers are going. Okay? You're going to want that scrap paper when you're working on your IXL, and you're going to want that shape book so that you can remember your formulas. Remember, the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay? Good luck. Be brilliant. See you later.